All right, cool. So we're here at our office. Say what's up, Austin.
What's up, Austin?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the broadcast. This one in particular is pretty cool. Here, let me welcome to our office here in Chicago, Illinois. Right here, we're in a suburb of Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois, called Air Brook Terrace, Illinois. And my name is Matt Sapala, known as the Money Smart Guy. Welcome to the live chat here. I'm a startup entrepreneur. I've been a startup entrepreneur in the entrepreneur space for about 15 years. I want to just give a quick shout out of value. So some of you may be patching in right now and checking this out, and I want to help assist you that's on this. Appreciate the love in showing you one of the biggest mistakes as a startup entrepreneur. Real quick, hey, welcome Togren, welcome to the call. Thanks for the orange hearts, whoever you are. Looks like that's Pearson. Thanks, Pearson, for the love. But one of my biggest mistakes as an entrepreneur, I'm going to reveal here in a minute, but quickly after coming out the military, I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years. A retired master sergeant introduced me to the world of entrepreneurship. And I want to share with you a mistake that I had fallen into. I call it my $25,000 mistake. So let me share a little bit here on our office. So this is our reception area. So what's up, Austin?
What's up, Austin?
Yeah. So this is stuff we're doing here to raise money for. What's this deal here, man?
It's for, so what we're doing is we do it every year. It's to help kids who are underprivileged and can't afford school supplies.
Nice.
So
make a contribution.
Backpacks with all kinds of different school supplies for kids anywhere from kindergarten up through high school.
That's awesome, man. These guys are so good. You guys are so good. But what I want to share with you, this is, by the way, talk about this rock-on view. This is our boardroom. Right here's our boardroom. And we're going to get closer to my $25,000 mistake. That's downtown Chicago, if you can see it there. I don't know if you can see it real clearly. But, hey, welcome to the chat. Appreciate the love. Puebli, what's going on, Puebs? Wendy, how you doing? You know what's really cool about our office is they make, Austin makes some infused water every day. You know, as an entrepreneur, you got to make sure that you're hydrated, making calls, going about your business. But let me share with you. Oh, there it is, by the way. There it is, the infused water. All right. So, by the way, if you're an entrepreneur, you're on this call right now. You're on this Periscope. Let me know what your thoughts are about your mistakes as an entrepreneur. Hello from Miami office. What's up, Miami? All right, we got Miami here. All right, so who was that from Miami? Who was that from Miami? Sometimes I can't tell who's on here, but we got a lot of people logging in right now. But here, let me show you real quick. As a young startup entrepreneur, one of my greatest mistakes in promoting my brand, in promoting our message, in promoting who we are, what we do. I'm going to share it here real quick. 3, 2, 1. You ready? Here we go. Boom. There it is. Marketing brochures, folders, corporate branding package. Right? So if you are a young start, by the way, this is so 2005. I'm not even sure if I look like that anymore. Nah, I think I lost some weight since then. You know, this is my $25,000 mistake. The reason why I call this my $25,000 mistake, because I had a marketing consultant come to my office. Now at this time I was still a licensed financial advisor. I was duly licensed in the financial services industry before moving on to other business endeavors. But in 2005, I was a young startup, aggressive financial guy wanting to make my mark in the financial world. And a marketing consultant stopped me at a branding convention. And she said, listen, I can put together a brochure for you. I can put together a folder for you, letterhead, business cards, website, all that stuff. And I got sold. I said, no problem. I'd probably spend time doing that myself. I just don't know what to say on the brochure. I just don't know what to say on the folder. Right? This is my $25,000 mistake. And what I want to encourage you guys to understand is that as a young entrepreneur, as a young startup entrepreneur, you're probably figuring out what you do well anyway. You're trying to figure out what your message is. You're looking to figure out what niche you're really falling into. You're really trying to find out what your verbiage is in a real-time conversation, because what you put on your website is completely different from what you would say at a networking event or pitching your thought, your idea, your brand, your message to a group of people, to a group of investors, to somebody that's looking to partner together with you. So this is my $25,000 mistake, because when I built my website, right, I used a new vending service about using this phone number, and a telephone company didn't understand what porting your number was. I ended up using a very inexpensive telephone company, and that telephone company went out of business, and the number on the back of my brochure had to change. And so this is where I caused a mistake. Now, mind you, a lot of my friends know about this stuff. When they come to my house, there's about 5 boxes of this stuff. I've got 5 boxes of stuff. Nowadays, when I do orientation to coach entrepreneurs, matter of fact, I put our new materials inside there, not specific to this company, because this company isn't around any longer. My own self-branded company, Matthew Sapal Incorporated, because I found myself to be more of a one-to-many guy versus a one-to-one guy. And I found myself in a $25,000 situation because this marketing consultant, right, wanted to hit me up for $17,000 up front. And what she did, she hung out at my office, and she said, well, I'm going to help you brand your company. I'm going to help you create your messaging. So she sat at my office, and she was hanging there on Monday and Tuesday. I'm looking at her at the corner of my eye. I said, well, are you going to get ready to do our corporate brochures and stuff like that? She goes, yeah, but I got to find out what you do. Right? So Miami Wen, what's up? Thanks for joining the conversation. And next thing you know, I am telling her and teaching her and talking to her about my industry. By the way, when I was when I was a duly licensed financial advisor, we're in a very highly regulated industry. So I had to teach this marketing consultant this word called compliance. There's things we can say and can't say. Your niche or your business or your industry may have the same deal. Whether you're in energy or construction, there's certain things you can or can't say on your website or brochure. You got to check with your legal department on that. And I had to teach her all this stuff. And then in the back of my mind, I'm telling myself, wait a minute, I paid her $17,000 to basically sit in my office for me to educate her on my field. I should have done a better job in vetting out this marketing consultant, because basically in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I'm teaching her my industry on my dime. She should have been doing all this stuff, all this homework on her dime, on her homework. And Miami Wen, I don't know if it me, but the connection is bad. The downfall of technology. Yeah, I know the downfall of technology. That's for sure. Hey guys, if you guys are having a bad connection, let me know. There might be some situation here between Android users and iPhone users. We've been experiencing this too as well, but I think my iPhone buddies haven't had a problem. But back to my thought here about the $25,000 mistake. My suggestion is, if you're out there and you're looking to build a company, build your message, especially in today's day and age of websites, PDFs, I think you're better off finding somebody that you can invest in terms of copy, and spending time to find out your copy. Instead of spending time with fancy colors and photo shoots and stuff like that, find out what your message is, because who knows? Your messaging may be changing about 6 months from now, 8 months from now, 10 months from now, and you just might find yourself in a position where you just bought a box full of brochures and folders, and they're obsolete because you changed your message, or legal came down, or compliance came down, and they said, you know what, you need to change this word, you need to change this verbiage, you need to change this because this is, you've got a competitor's name, or you've got a copyright violation in there. And instead of spending all that time and all that money to find that out, I'd rather you do that via your website, via a PDF marketing brochure, especially in this day and age of digital technology. And one last thing, one last tip I want to give you guys, especially since I'm broadcasting here from my office. One of the things that I did early on as a startup entrepreneur, in my deal, I needed an office. You know, I had a hard time working out the house. I wasn't disciplined early on as a startup entrepreneur. I literally needed an office to work out of. And one of the easiest ways for me, instead of putting all this money for furniture, putting up all this money for a down payment and build out and all that stuff, is that as a startup entrepreneur, you can go into your local area, into a Class A building, and search for executive suites. That's another tip I'll give you guys. So, first tip I'll give you today, number one, don't spend a lot of money on marketing and brochures and business cards and stuff like that. Second tip is if you need an office space, don't worry about spending all this money for your own lease, especially if you're a new business. Most landlords won't lend out or lease out to a new entrepreneur unless you've had at least 2 years of experience. But finding offices like this, finding guys like Austin, right? Finding offices where you can rent an executive suite, right? Where there might be other business, might be conducive to networking opportunities too as well. But find a executive suite that you can run your business out. For example, I'll give you an example. Out of our executive suite, you can rent out actual cubicles here. So these are cubicles that guys rent out for I think about $250, $300 a month, right? But here in this cubicle, they got access to our coffee area, access to our seating area. They got access to our Starbucks coffee. Mind you, I'm a tenant here. I'm not the landlord, so I'm a tenant here too as well. But I'm just sharing you an example of what kept us from having to spend money on furniture, what kept us from spending money on Starbucks machines. Therefore, I could just call up the landlord and they can just go ahead and fix the doggone thing and stock it with coffee, right? And the dishes and the dishwasher. I put all this stuff up. We're renting smart. And I haven't. My wife and I, we have a beautiful home. But I have a hard time personally for me working out of the home because my dog is right there and the ESPN is right there and food in the refrigerator right there. Personally for me as a startup entrepreneur, I need to discipline myself. We have a saying as a startup entrepreneur, treat your business like a job until your business becomes a business. And that may happen for a long time. That may happen for a long time. Right? Is that right, Karen? Oh, right? But this is a little bit about our office. This is where I work out of, right? And we just moved into this new office here. We actually moved down the hallway. We're actually down the hallway a little bit further. Saved ourselves some money. The biggest thing here is that we have spaces here for our wives, right? Because my buddy Rich Love is in this office and I'm in that office. So Rich Love is over there. I'm over here, and our wives who work together with us in business are able to have their own office space. That's another thing. Hey, Rich, what's going on, brother? I was just kind of showing your office digs here, man. But that is an area inside our office space that allows our wives. So therefore, our wives aren't crawling over us. They can have their room. We can have our room, and everybody is happy, right? We're not crawling over each other. Listen. So if you're an entrepreneur right now and you're patching, I appreciate the love. Thanks for sharing the hearts, Puebli and Wendy. And for many people who heard earlier, I know there's a bad connection. But if you got a question about entrepreneurship, I'm going to sign off here in the next few minutes. I got a meeting here to run to. But I just wanted to share with you my $25,000 mistake. I think I shared my first $25,000 mistake, which was what? Brochures, marketing materials, all that stuff. You can get all this stuff done for about 10% of that using being smart with your copy, being smart with your website. I'd invest that money instead of brochures and folders. I'd invest that money into video marketing these days. Do a good search engine optimization into your keywords, into your niche, into whatever market that you're looking to penetrate into. But do not spend. I wouldn't do that. You might want. Yeah. What I found too. Here's another thing I found. Your face or your name on your brochure, in my opinion, my experience, because I did it, is that speaks a little bit more to your ego versus the effectiveness of your branding. Consider that. The brochure that you may have initially, as you put your name on it, speaks a little bit more to your ego versus the effectiveness of your branding and your messaging. So keep that in mind before you cut a large check for $17,000. Oh, by the way, after I cut a check for $17,000 for a marketing and branding package, you know what that marketing person told me after that? She said, "Oh, by the way, just want you to authorize these and approve these as a deliverable, right? Now you know the story of the folders. That's why we give away the folders, Puebli. That's correct. Why? Why do I give away the folders now, even though that's a company that's no longer in business? Well, because I feel guilty throwing away those folders. So instead of me throwing away those folders, I'd rather give it out to everybody who comes into the office now, and I'd rather give it to them because chances are they'll throw it away, and I feel better them throwing away than me throwing it away. So it's kind of like the deal there. But where was I? Where was I? I completely lost my train of thought. Puebly, thank you for that comment. That's hilarious. Now you know the story behind the folders. I hope we have an orientation class here tonight so I can give away more folders. But with that being said, if there's no more questions here, I appreciate you guys chiming in. This is our brand new Periscope. I think this is my 7th or 6th or 7th Periscope time. But we were looking on a strong Wi-Fi connection, so therefore not coming in and out. But with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please share our Periscope with your friends, your fellow entrepreneurs, other offices that you may be connected in, chambers of commerce. We're looking to get out and make an impact and help people make a difference with their companies. So with that being said, until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and continue to be money smart today. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, speaking of which, there's Rich Love. He just came in. He must have snuck in behind me. Hey, before we go, man, anything else you want to share? Here, let me flip this around. So this is Rich Love, Mr. Money Smart Veteran. Hey, any thoughts, tips, ideas out there on how young startup entrepreneurs can save some money without blowing it on unnecessary stuff? Any thoughts, bro?
Yeah, your associations and your connections. There's a lot of people out there to pitch you, sell you, but always ask for proof of concept. Does this stuff work?
Good point.
And become friends, become business partners, because it's if you're in a startup, they're in a startup. How can you both mutually benefit each other and keep each other's costs low? Help each other out.
Man, that's a good point. Lots of times guys and gals who are in startup entrepreneurs. Matter of fact, you guys had a couple guys pitch you on some suits, right?
Yeah.
Rich had today, a couple guys that had pitched him today on how to
dress, because you go snazzy.
How to dress nicely and buy their suits through them, right? Mm-hmm. We will keep the name to protect the harmless. But one of the things that you want to do, especially when dealing with the other entrepreneurs, what we found is that a lot of guys have a lot of great ideas and sounds great. Then you ask them the question, well, give me an example of clients or a specific favorite client of yours that you've worked with to create results. If they haven't created results, and they haven't created what word do you use?
Proof of concept.
Yeah. If they don't have a proof of concept,
they're still starting up.
Yeah.
So they got to invest more in themselves and trying to get people to invest in them.
Right. Especially for you, if you've got some good capital to invest, and you're dealing with a company that is testing its product on you, it may be not the right investment for their product or service or marketing deal for you to get involved in. I was a victim of that, right? So I was basically a person in a marketing conference learning how to brand my company, and this was my $25,000 mistake. Why? Because 8 years later, I still have tons of folders, tons of brochures I still have to give away because I evolved. Well, the economy evolved in a digital world. People didn't want folders. Matter of fact, they said, no, just keep your folder to yourself and give me a website, give me a video, give me something that you've done. So the next one that we talk about, the next future Periscope, I hope you follow us, is we're going to talk to you about the 5 key areas and how we dominate our local area in terms of our niche, and we become the local people that the media calls, that event planners call, and how we become top of mind to the people when they're looking for people just like us in the personal financial world and the entrepreneurship world. So with that being said, guys, we're going to sign out. We got a meeting to run here in a minute. With that being said, until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today. Thanks, guys.